Hello and welcome to the Sports Countdown podcast with Declan Hughes and me, Peter Lynch. Today we are joined by lifelong Real Madrid fan Pablo Terroba. Pablo, you and I watched the game together. It wasn't a good night to be a Liverpool fan, but we'll get into it more in a minute. First, I just need to say a quick shout out to Freelance Football Ops. They're a great group on Twitter and LinkedIn who source football jobs, in a tough time for people in the industry. So big shout out to them.
Awesome. So yeah, let's just get right into it, guys. First leg of the quarterfinals of the Champions League, Real Madrid versus Liverpool. Probably the biggest fixture out of all the ties. So it's a really big game. Really looking forward to it. So we'll dive into the goals a little bit later, but I just want your general thoughts on the game. So Pablo, I want to come to you first since you're going to be the most happy about it. What was your general thoughts on that first leg?
So hello guys, thank you for inviting me to this podcast. First of all, speaking about the match, I was delighted actually watching it with Pete. Thank you for joining me, Pete, last Tuesday. It was a pleasure. And speaking about the match, what I really liked was the control and intensity of the Real Madrid for the whole match. I mean, I was so relaxed, so calm watching it because we had the possession, the control of the ball, just almost all of the attacks there were for Real Madrid. I remember just one shot from Liverpool to the goal. Actually, it was the goal of Salah. It was the only one that it had in the whole match. So I was very delighted about my team, to be honest. We deserved that match after the hard beginning against Borussia Mönchengladbach, Inter Milan, Shakhtar, having some lost matches there, some irregularities in the Spanish league also, but now we are in a good way, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's Liverpool are just known for how well they usually press teams high up the field and win the ball back high and then counter really quickly. But as you said, Pablo, I think Real Madrid had complete control of that game for the most part. Completely dominated the midfield. Going forward, always looked a threat, looked solid defensively, even though there were some key injuries in there. But Pete, as a Liverpool fan, you must be a little bit disappointed with your team's performance on Tuesday.
Yeah, disappointed is the exact word. And it was not enjoyable to watch it with Pablo. I didn't have fun, but yeah, there's another leg. But yeah, disappointed. Yeah, you talked about it there. It's because I was confident going into the game, and also even more confident because of the fact that they had injuries. Ramos and Varane were both missing, so I was expecting big things from us. But it just didn't happen. And then I think I have to touch on the fact that our first choice centre backs are also injured. So a lot of talk was on Varane and Ramos, but we're missing Van Dijk and Gomez. So I think it was an interesting matchup. We missed Jordan Henderson in midfield as well, definitely. But that said, we came up against a midfield three of Casemiro, Modric, and Kroos, who have just been, at the top of their game for so many years now. They're just really top quality. I've seen some comparisons on social media to the Barcelona trio of old of Xavi, Iniesta, and Busquets. I can start that debate now, but I think the Barcelona trio are better. I'm sorry, Pablo, but maybe in a couple of years, who knows? Just on the game, I think Keita started really well and he got taken off by Klopp, which was sad to see, replaced by Thiago, who hasn't had the strongest of starts as a Liverpool player. Maybe he's just settling in, I'm not sure. And then worst of all, Pablo talked about it, the attack in from us, we had one shot in the whole 90 minutes. Like we didn't test that defence and we didn't test Courtois, which is just really, really disappointing.
Yeah. So let's dive into the goals a little bit then. So the first one, Vinicius Jr. got the goal, but I think we can all appreciate the ball from Kroos over the top. Kind of caught Liverpool sleeping a little bit, but it was just a typical Kroos kind of ball over the top, and then Vinicius had a great little touch to score it. But Pablo, was that just the perfect start, a perfect time to score a goal to go one ahead?
Yeah, actually it wasn't the first attack in the left side for the Real Madrid. We are right sometimes also with Vinicius and Mendy. I mean, he didn't have the best match, Alexander Arnold, against us, to be honest. And it was a mistake in the communication between Phillips and Arnold, to be honest. Because, okay, the assist of Kroos is incredible. The pass is amazing. But after the control, Vinicius has like 2-3 seconds for thinking about what he's gonna do, where he's gonna shoot into the goal, blah, blah, where is Alisson. And to be honest, normally in the Spanish competitions, you don't have that 3 seconds in the area for shooting. And that's, for me, that was the difference because normally Vinicius, to be honest, he doesn't score at the first opportunity that he has. He needs like 4 or 5 times for scoring a goal. And there it was, one opportunity, boom, goal. And so I didn't expect that, to be honest. I didn't celebrate too much the goal because I didn't expect that he's going to score. Come on, it's so difficult to him. The first one, but goal, perfect. It was the perfect beginning for the Real Madrid, to be honest.
It was. Yeah, Pete, defensively from Liverpool, like 2 guys, as you mentioned, not your starting centre-backs, but they get caught a little bit, sleeping a little bit when you need to maybe take into fact that you know what Toni Kroos can do. Do you think that was just a little bit naivety, maybe a little bit inexperience there?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry, I'll say it again, but Van Dijk, that doesn't happen if Van Dijk plays. It's as simple as that. I'm sorry, but Nat Phillips has been great for us, but I think inexperience is the key word, because for me, it kind of reminds me of Lovren. Like, he's so desperate to win every ball, win every header, and he wins it most of the time, but he goes for balls that he shouldn't be challenging for. And that one, he was just out of position. And maybe I'm just biased, but Kroos, it was a good ball. It wasn't amazing, but you should not be getting that much time in the Champions League quarterfinal against Liverpool, against the Jurgen Klopp team. I don't think, you talked about Vinicius having time, Pablo, but I don't think Kroos should be given that amount of time on the ball. So yeah, disappointing is the key word again.
Right, well, we're going to dive into the next one, which is even worse. So, Pablo, a gift from Trent Alexander-Arnold for the second one. You want to talk us through what happened there?
Yeah, actually it was more or less the same, because I don't know if you remember, but the pass, it was from Kroos also. It was for Toni Kroos. There was not very well down the pressure for Liverpool, to be honest, on the midfielder of Real Madrid. I mean, you have to put the pressure in some players, is Kroos and Modric every time. They are like the brain of Real Madrid. And Kroos had too many time for doing the pass, and after Alexander-Arnold, I think he did the rest for us. A beautiful assistance to Asensio, and the definition of Asensio was so amazing. Actually, I remembered that goal. It was, like the goal for Messi against Arsenal. Some years ago in Camp Nou against Almunia, he was the goalkeeper of Arsenal, and it's something like that. Like, he put the ball on the top of Almunia, and after he scored, it's more or less the same. Beautiful goal, but so easy for being a professional football player, to be honest.
Right, so we've got Pablo on here comparing Asensio to Lionel Messi. That's a good one. We'll tweet that out, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Pete, just Trent's going through a little bit of a bad time right now. Do you think maybe the pressure that's been on him just kind of got to him there? Couldn't even explain what he was thinking on there.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously dropped from the England squad. I'd say that, didn't do his confidence any good at all. There was a lot of talk about that decision. I think Gareth Southgate, he shouldn't really get that much stick for it, because Trent hasn't been amazing this season. So I can understand the decision. Maybe, I guess, don't leave him out of the whole squad, but I don't think he would start for England anyway with the right backs they have. But, that's a different matter entirely. But yeah, her mistake, another sloppy goal. And yeah, same thing from Kroos, another long ball, which, doesn't happen. It shouldn't happen in professional football. But what I would say is Kroos, he would be the guy. I'd say I've watched obviously a lot of football matches, and I've seen him live, and honestly, he's the player that stands out for me. They played against Northern Ireland in the Euros, Germany, and he was literally the best player I've ever seen. You know, with his touch and his passing, you know, the way he controls the game. Pablo mentioned he's like the brain of Madrid. It's spot on. So yeah, he's obviously a really top player, but he was given far too much time in there, unfortunately. And Asensio, I'm a massive fan of Asensio. I wouldn't say I mean, the goal was like Messi, of course, but yeah, I think he deserves a lot more game time at Madrid, because I'm not sure if he plays, 90 minutes every week. Obviously, they have a talented squad, but he's a really, really good player, and he knows where the net is. But yeah, good goal for them, but really bad goal for us.
Yep. So 2-0 half time. Pete, second half, perfect response really from Salah. Anything, a bit of luck in there as well, maybe get that shot, got a little bit of a break and scored. So what was your thoughts on that? Was that, you think maybe that would have been a turning point?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was. There's obviously not much to say about the goal. It was just good work from Jota, and Salah's in the right place at the right time. You know, he's always there for us to score a goal. And what I would say is that we have an away goal. That's kind of the only positive I took from that.
Yep. And then again, Pablo, Vinicius gets his second, gets Madrid's third, puts them in control of the game. Was that a goal you think Real Madrid needed to take before going to Anfield? Have a 2-goal lead?
Yeah, it's true. Actually, that was, if I remember it, a throw-in of Real Madrid in the right side. That Lucas Vázquez passed the ball to Benzema to Modric, Modric to Vinicius, and Benzema, Modric, and Vinicius, they were in the area of Liverpool. So it's again a mistake of Liverpool, a miss of intensity. And if the Real Madrid players, they have too many time for thinking what they are gonna do with the ball, it's goal, to be honest.
Yeah. Simple as that.
That cannot happen in a Champions League match, quarterfinal. It's so important. You need to be focused on the match 90 minutes. 180 in total, actually, the eliminatory.
You're spot on. So let's just go forward to the weekend's game, Pablo. It's an El Clásico. La Liga title race is extremely close. We've got Atletico in first place on 66 points, Barcelona 65 points, Real Madrid 63 points. So I'd probably say this is a must-win for Real Madrid if they want to try and win the La Liga again this season. Barcelona have had the full week to prepare. Obviously, they didn't have a Champions League game, got knocked out the last round from PSG. So do you think Madrid, will they go full strength? Do you think they'll play the same team they played against Liverpool, or do you think they might rest some players with that game at Anfield coming on Wednesday night?
Thinking about Zidane and the last years, I think the same team is going to play. I mean, the Spanish league is so important for us. And at this moment, we have too many players injured, like Ramos and Varane, and Hazard, I would like to say also, Eden Hazard. And I think the same team is going to play. If he touched something, I can say maybe in the left side, Marcelo instead of Mendy, or maybe Rodrigo instead of Vinicius or Asensio, some change like that, but not the whole team. I mean, just one or two changes. And about the match, I'm so confident, to be honest. We are in a very good level. Zidane, I like when Zidane, he finds his team, like one lineup, one formation that we know that it has a lot of intensity, and he wants to be the main character in the match and not just defending. That we want to attack, to have the possession, to try to find something that I like too much. And why I am a supporter of Real Madrid. And so I hope that we are gonna win on tomorrow, actually. And we lost the 2 matches last year, so that is important for the mentality in this type of matches.
Yeah, I mean, at least if Sergio Ramos isn't playing, you might finish the game with 11 men on the field, so that always gives you a chance, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Coming in.
Actually,
go for it.
No, I would like to say that the ref of tomorrow in the Super Cup of Spain, he showed a red card to Messi, so that is important also. Important to remember it.
Yeah, but you obviously have the ref. I mean, you guys give him money there in Madrid? No, we talked about it. on Tuesday night. You see all the players at halftime in the tunnel joking and laughing with the referee.
Because we are Spanish, funny people, boy, nothing to see about money. Come on, it's our character or culture.
Look, I'm not gonna say anything. I don't want to get in trouble.
Right, let's get back to the return game then, right? So
yeah,
just briefly, Pete, from you then, what do Liverpool need to do on Wednesday night to try and get through?
I think first goal is crucial. We need a good start. If it was me, I would go. We have to play Jota, but I think we also have to play Firmino. So he's played them both together a few times as Klopp. So hopefully we see that again, because obviously we need to score. That said, we don't need to go all out attack. 2-0 wins the game for us because of an away goal. So we go through on that. Just on Saturday, I think we can afford maybe to rest a few players against Villa. That's our game. It's obviously not as difficult a match as Barcelona, but we all know what happened last time Liverpool played Aston Villa, unfortunately. So, and then again, we also want to focus on the league, because I think we're sitting in 7th place right now. We want to get top 4. So it's going to be interesting to see what Klopp does. You mentioned Zidane might play the same team. I'm not sure if Klopp will do the same, but he really could, because we still have to focus on that. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. And then I would say, sadly, we're going to miss the fans in Anfield, because we need another magical European night there. We've done it so many times in the past, and I think the supporters have helped so much. And just some crazy nights, unforgettable.
Yep.
On the way to lifting the trophy a couple of years back. So that's going to be difficult. But yeah, and Madrid, I would say, somehow they just find a way of winning the Champions League so often. They're really hungry for it. I think I read a stat about Zidane. He's won his 31 of his 50 Champions League games as manager. I think only Jupp Heynckes, he has 32. So Zidane is second in that list. So, they seem to find a way of winning games and going through, but hopefully it's not the case on Wednesday.
Yeah. Pablo, last point on this fixture. Do you think you guys can score at least one goal at Anfield next week? And that would probably, for me, cement the tie for you.
Yeah, of course we can. More than one, even. I mean, in this moment, I remember the second leg of Liverpool-Barcelona 2 years ago. Mm-hmm. So we need to play like with a lot of concentration with the first leg, to be honest. Try to score, of course. Try to take an advantage of the defensive mistake of Liverpool, like the first leg, score one goal, and the match is over, to be honest. If we score, and the Liverpool, obviously, it didn't score before us, it's so difficult to score 3 goals in this moment to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Because first of all, it needs to shot on the target. If not, they are not going to score. So I think, like Pete, that Klopp needs to put in the field one team for attacking the whole match.
Yeah.
For going to the match, for going to the eliminatory, for changing radically everything. But we have the experience in Champions League. We have 13 Champions League or trophies. We are Real Madrid, and Real Madrid in Champions League is a team completely different of the other teams. So we can do it, I think.
Yeah, fair enough. I'll give you that. But I would say that we asked some polls on Twitter and Instagram about who will go to the semi-final. Our Twitter followers think that Liverpool will make the semi-final, but our Instagram followers think that Real Madrid will make the semi-final. So it's going to be interesting.
Trust in Instagram followers. You can trust in Instagram followers.
They're the sensible ones. That makes sense. So yeah, you talked about, just before about, you're supporting Real Madrid and why you support them. So here on the Sports Countdown podcast, we like to ask our guests a top 3 countdown. And this week, as a Madrid fan, we'd love to hear your top 3, Real Madrid players of your lifetime, starting from number 3 and working your way down. It's hard. Okay. It's going to be difficult.
No, not really too difficult to me. Actually, I'm going to say 5 players, but it's not a top 5, okay?
Yeah, that's okay.
Okay.
That's
I
allowed.
mean, first of all, I'm gonna say that my favorite player, it wasn't for Real Madrid, but in general, is Zinedine Zidane. That actually is the coach of Real Madrid.
Yeah.
It was like Federer in tennis, to be honest. It's the best comparison possible. Zidane in football is Federer on tennis. And it
Fair
was
enough.
a pleasure to saw him play every weekend, every time. And after that, I'm gonna say the top three. In the third position, in my opinion, is Raúl González Blanco. He was a striker of Real Madrid that he played like 10 years for us. And after he moved to Schalke 04, maybe you know him.
Yeah,
of course, he's my hero.
Yeah,
I love him so much.
Actually, yeah, is that I love him. And when you search like Real Madrid on Google or something like that, you will have to see a picture of him.
Yeah.
Is the definition of Real Madrid, to be honest. When I started to watch some Real Madrid matches, he was the star, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it was so amazing every time. Even when he was so old for playing football, like all of the sports journalists in Spain, like he cannot play football, blah blah. He's too old, blah blah. He scored and again and again and again and again. And
yeah.
Which the seven, Raúl. So he's gonna be the seven forever.
Legends, yeah.
Yeah. In the second position, in my opinion, is Iker Casillas, the typical goalkeeper of Real Madrid and the national team of Spain. It's another case like that. Actually, I love the players that they play like in a team and they don't like too much individualities. And for them, it's important to stay like as many years as possible in the same team, become the captain, important player there. Players like Maldini or Pujol from Milan or Barcelona. I love that.
Yeah, it's important, I think. And it's hard to find it, you know, in modern times. People just move clubs all the time.
Yeah, it's that. I don't like that too much. It's just about money, and I think that there are some feelings, that there are some things more important than the money, to be honest.
Of course, definitely.
And the first one, it's our central defender, it's our captain, Sergio Ramos.
Come on.
For me,
I'm going to leave.
It's the first one in the history of Real Madrid.
Wow.
Just every time that I remember the goal against Atletico in the 93 minutes, is for that I support Real Madrid. Incredible. It's like I can watch it every time. It's like the goal of Iniesta in the World Cup in South Africa. You can watch it a lot of times, but every single time is like the first one. And you have that feeling that, yes, that is you who scored.
Yeah.
So amazing. And after that, I would like also to remark a last player, because he's not really known, but in my opinion, it was the player with the capacity of changing a match incredibly. Yeah. His name is Guti.
I knew you were going to say him.
He used to have the 14 in the Real Madrid, and he's incredible.
Yeah, I remember him, of course. The assists, the left foot.
Yeah, he's that. Amazing. And there is one heel pass to Benzema.
Yeah.
That Benzema scored, and that is against Deportivo de La Coruña. That is a team of my region. I was there. I was there in the field watching the match, but I couldn't like celebrate the goal because I was with the Deportivo supporters. So I just say yes, and it's okay.
Unbelievable. That's an amazing list. But I mean, that's the problem with Real Madrid. We could sit here for hours and talk about like Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo. I don't know where to start. Roberto Carlos, David Beckham from the UK, of course, is huge. He was an amazing player there. There's too many to choose from, sadly.
You know, I think I actually had a Real Madrid top when I was younger, and I'm pretty sure Guti was in the back of it. I think that might actually be in my parents' house for some reason. It was Guti. I don't even know why. Raul and I share the same birthday, June 27th. So we've got a nice connection there. Nice. And then I guess, Pete, your favourite your favourite memory of Sergio Ramos is him ending Salah's night in the Champions League, which probably cost Liverpool probably cost him it, right?
Far too
I forgot
soon.
that.
I've never forgot what he did to Salah. Don't worry.
Then that the little touch at the Ballon d'Or, the little touch of the shoulder, just a little rub, just to remind him that he ended
Classic Madrid. It's what they do every year. They do something.
Wow.
They can't
3 in
win.
a row is not possible to cheat 3 Champions League. Come on.
The one against us does not count. Seriously.
Nice.
I would save those goals.
It's too curious.
We don't mention him on this podcast.
All right. Before this gets too sour, I think we better wrap this up before the cuss words start coming out. But Pablo, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on and talking with us today, and hopefully we can have you on again. Maybe when Real Madrid have won their 13th, 14th Champions League and a La Liga double, we'll have you back on again.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
He loves it. And Pete, thank you to you as always for coming on. I know this was finally we've had an episode, but it's a little bit tough for you. I've been put through my paces the last few weeks, so I think it's fair that we share that horrible moment of having to come on after a poor season / results.
Yeah, so that's fair.
And a big thank you to everybody who's been listening and supporting the channel. Again, we're overwhelmed by everything. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube. We've actually hit the big 200 followers. We're big time now. So if you want to subscribe, make sure you don't miss any future episodes that we have. And just make sure to follow us on all our social media platforms as well. But thank you, everybody. And we'll see you all next week.